natin, may statement po kayo about, paki-elaborate lang po dito nga pa rin sa issue ng flood control at yung mga pumupuna, yun nga si Mayor Magalong, may mga issues siya about sa Infracom and sa House. Your latest comment?
Wala naman kaming narinig na bago niyang statements no, tungkol po doon sa House Infrastructure Committee. Pero siyempre, nagpasa rin siya kahapon kasi, no? Doon sa mga proceedings, no? At yung talagang bakit daw siya umalis bilang bahagi po, Special Advisor, Investigator ng ICI. I think very important ho na maglinaw ho tayo dito kasi siyempre, parang ang binabanggit niya isa doon sa mga dahilan bakit daw siya umalis bilang Special Advisor ay dahil ipinupukol daw po sa kanya yung pong usapin po ng proyekto po ng tennis court, 110 million sa Baguio City. No? But very important na yung pong mga crusaders ho natin laban sa korupsyon, para sa good governance, transparency and accountability, dapat pumapayag ho sila ng public scrutiny over their own affairs. No? Kasi hindi man ho simpleng bagay po yung aligasyon laban sa proyekto pong ito. Main player, central personality ang mga diskaya sa flood control corruption. So ang expectation ho natin, syempre kay Mayor Magalong, magibukas siya doon sa pagsisiyasat dito po sa mga detalye po ng proyekto ng 110 million tennis court. And to be fair sa kanya, I think yung most recent update this morning, naglinaw siya, sinabi niya na ito po ay dumaan sa proseso. In fact, meron pa ho silang mga pinapaayos sa mga diskaya and more importantly, minura pa daw niya yung mga diskaya. So I think ang susunod na kailangan natin malaman from here would be, totoo bang minura niya ang mga diskaya na nagpunta daw sila sa Baguio City para ayusin po yung proyekto. But again, we have to go back to the fact na it has taken Mayor Magalong such a long time to basically disclose this fact to the public. Kasi alam po ninyo, lumabas yung mga pangalan ng diskaya early August of this year. No? Tapos, inadmit ng mga diskaya na meron po silang control pa rin over their other firms like St. Gerard nung pong first Blue Ribbon Committee hearing noong September. Tapos lumabas po yung news report no, na meron pong anomalya supposedly dito po sa tennis court late September, around 2021 po ng September. No? Pero walang kahit anong pagbanggit si Mayor Magalong sa bagay po na ito. So I think ang expectation ng publiko sana sa kanya dito ay nung lumalabas pa lang ho yung pangalan ng mga diskaya, dapat binanggit na ho niya. Dapat meron na siyang full disclosure na, by the way, sa amin pong lungsod ay meron pong proyekto mga diskaya at sa kanya ilalahad po yung kanya pong paliwanag. Pero hindi po niya yon ginawa. Kasi kailangan natin balikan yung mga binabanggit niya. Ang sabi niya, ito po ay dumaan sa maayos na bid, hindi po siya nakikialam sa galaw po ng BAC at ultimately, naibigay na lang po sa mga diskaya po yung pong proyektong ito at hindi niya alam na may problema yung mga diskaya noong 2022. But kailangan natin balikan These are the exact same reasons of each and every district engineer over the course of the hearings, no? Na all of these projects had undertaken correct and proper public bids. No? Kaya nga, ang inaasahan talaga natin sana, maging bukas si Mayor Magalong sa full public scrutiny over questions relating to the 110 million tennis court project.
Why is it a problem if hindi niya agad disclose yung na-mention po ninyo? What does it say about him?
Siyempre, it says a lot about his commitment to transparency and integrity and accountability. Kasi siyempre, if you really wanted to be transparent, dapat binanggit mo rin at the first blush na, by the way, meron akong Diskaya project dito, pero huwag kayong mag-alala, walang problema rito. Pero from the initial disclosure of the Diskayas by the President, Mayor Magalong had not mentioned anything about the Diskaya project in Baguio City. It took a news article for this particular project to be disclosed to the public.
So you think deliberate po yung pagtago ni Magalong?
Well, hindi naman, I don't want to give an ill intent to Mayor Magalong on the matter if he deliberately withheld the information. Pero, syempre, if you're committed to transparency and accountability, dapat alam mo na yan. Kasi, more importantly, head of procuring entity po siya ng Baguio City. So, ibig sabihin, meron po siyang sightline over all the contractors, particularly of a very, very big project like the tennis court. No? Yung 110 million po yung pinag-usapan natin. Hindi po ito barya-baryang mga multipurpose building. No? So I think the expectation for him was basically to disclose it at the first blush. Nung po nga binabanggit na po yung mga Diskayas no early August of 2025.
Sir, may sinabi kayong hypocrisy dun sa statement?
Well, obviously, that is absolute hypocrisy. Kasi nga ho, pagka ho, hindi po nyo i-disclose ang isang bagay na supposedly, you are championing good governance, accountability, transparency, parang it basically impute something on your credibility as a crusader. Hindi ba? So, meron naman hong ways forward towards this. Dapat ho, buksan ho talaga lahat ng mga dokumento relating to the tennis court project. Ang sinasabi naman ho ni Mayor Magalong, ang problema lang daw po dito yung pintura sa tennis court. No? Dahil pinamadali na po ng syudad yung pong paglalatag at pagtatapos nito pong proyektong ito. No? So I think yung kumbaga, further transparency and explaining would be the next steps for the matter relating to the tennis court.
Sir, speaking of infra projects, kasi si Akbayan Party List Representative Sendana, actually iba din, is calling to zero out unprogrammed appropriations budget. Kasi nga sabi, 70% pa rin ng funds ay naka-earmark sa infrastructure projects. Kayo po ba, do you share the same sentiment?
Ang posisyon ho natin on program appropriations, dapat pagka ho hindi emergency or hindi ho disaster-based, yung pong appropriations for unprogrammed appropriations, dapat wala na pong ganun. Ibig sabihin, one example po ng UA ay yung pong pagbibigay po ng allowance sa mga healthcare workers po natin. Ayan, makikita ho natin, disaster-based, emergency-based, yung reason for the UA. Pwede ho tayo magkaroon ng rehabilitation ng infrastructure. Pagka halimbawa nasira sa panahon po ng lindol, kung ganyan po yung gagawin natin for Cebu, wala po tayong problema. Pero kung magkakaroon po tayo ng new construction, parang hindi po dapat sa unprogrammed appropriations nanggagaling po ito. Dapat new appropriations po ito, it should be subject to line item budgeting in a new budget. Hindi ho pwedeng sa unprogrammed appropriations. Para basically, wasakin na ho natin yung pong previous na kalagayan kung saan kahit new construction, kinakasaho natin under unprogrammed appropriations.
Kaya lang, sir, highest budget pa rin sa unprogrammed appropriations ay para sa infrastructure projects. For example, yung support for foreign assisted projects, tsaka yung assistance for government infrastructure and social programs, o yung SAGIP.
Well, again, kung gusto ho nilang ilagay po sa infrastructure projects yung pong unprogrammed appropriations, kailangan ho ilatag po doon yung conditions as to when. And again, ang posisyon ko, hindi ho pwedeng new construction po ito. Ibig sabihin, kung rehabilitation po ng kalsada, rehabilitation ng mga gusali, rehabilitation ng mga tulay, wala pong problema. Kasi siyempre, ito po ay nag-arise because of nagka-problema halimbawa sa lindol, nagka-problema sa mga iba pang mga bagay. No? Pero yung entirely new building, entirely new flood control, entirely new bridge, dapat po ito ay bagong line item sa atin pong budget. Dapat mas transparent po than being subjected lang po to unprogrammed appropriations.
Sir, may we get your comment on the Vice President's failure to attend the plenary debates on the OVP's budget, and meron pa siyang letter enumerating her conditions before attending?
I think the Vice President is not in a position to make demands to Congress. But more importantly, it reflects, of course, yung pong kanyang talagang paggalang doon po sa proseso po ng pagbabudget. No? So, I'm quite certain some of our colleagues had been lobbying for a cut for the Vice President's budget. I think, ito po, during the period of amendments, dapat mapag-aralan po talaga kung magkano ho ba talaga dapat yung gugulin pa ng Vice President office no, for 2026. So, I think over the course of the week hanggang mag-period of amendments, yan po yung dapat pong pag-aralan.
Pero sinusupport niyo, sir, yung reduction?
There's no problem to reduce the budget of the OVP. Ibig sabihin, kung ano ho yung kailangan niya for them to basically operate, no? And to provide yung pong needed services to the public, yun po yung susuportahan po nating budget. Nothing more.
Sir, kasi di ba currently 900, yung iba gusto maging 700, katulad last year. Kayo po, anong gusto ninyo?
Hindi, I think the number is irrelevant eh. Ang more important question is, paano ho ba ginamit yung pondo this year at paano ho nila gagamitin yung pondo next year? My problem with that is, basically, they haven't been going to Congress and they have been explaining themselves. So how in the world are we able to make a determination on tama ba or deserve ba nila yung pong pondo na ibibigay sa kanila? So I think we will leave it to our colleagues in the Appropriations Committee to make that determination.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you.